Okay, so let's call our array this. There are different ways to initialize an array. Okay, like we initialize a variable. This is making a variable. This is initializing, giving it a value.
Declare a variable.
Declare a variable and then
this is declare
an array. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. So let's start with declaration first. Every time we declare an array, we need to put how big it is. Okay.
Oh, you mean the dimension of the array?
Yes. It's necessary. Okay. You need to put that. Okay.
You say every time you declare an array,
you need to
put how big it is.
Yes.
Okay.
And a good way to do this is by using hash define.
Raheem, I'll put you the paper.
Thanks, Jave. You're awesome. Okay.
It the same like put the number how big it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So this way is a good way because then you can just change the value over here and it will be changed everywhere else.
Oh,
Okay. So we kind of use it this way. Thank you. And whenever you use hash define, we use a big letter. Okay, capital letter.
You mean which part is big letter?
For whenever we are you making this using hash define, this thing.
Oh, you mean the like this part always?
Yeah. It's always
every word is big letter.
Yes. It's a good way of doing coding. Kimi, you want to see?
我觉得 array 你也可以一起学，就是从最基本开始。找一个位置做，还是这个位置可以做？
No. Chinzo, it's called Chinzo, right?
请坐下。
Chinzo?
Yeah, 请坐。
Sit down.
In English, please sit down.
Okay, that's okay. Kevin. Double Kevin. What are you doing? You submit, right? Oh, he has taken the code, right? We have taken the code, right?
What code?
Your code. Okay.
Why you call two Kevin they react, but one no react?
I don't know. I just do random stuff. Okay. So whenever we're making an array, we need to tell how big it is going to be. Okay. But a good way to do it is using hash define. Okay. Whatever name we put for this, it's called a macro. Whenever we're using whenever we're using hash define, this thing we try to keep it in capital letter. Okay. It's a good way of coding. This way you know it's a macro. Your variable is a small, this is a big. Okay, let's call this one B. So this is declaration, this is initialization, giving it a value. Okay, this is declaration
for array.
Now in order to give it a value, we can give a value like this. And like I was telling in the class, arrays start from 0 position. So 0, I'm not writing this as code, so let me do it this way then, I think. 0th position is 1. Similarly, the first position is 2, and so on. Okay. But as you can see, our array is 10 long. So if I was to access the 8th position, it would be 0. This is not the 8th, the 9th position, it will be 0. The 9th and the 10th position is automatically 0. This
8 and 9 are 0.
Yes. This only happens when you are defining some values in it. Let's say you do not define anything. Right?
What's the difference between no number in the bracket
I
or
will tell
a
you.
number?
I will tell you. Let's say you don't have this, okay? You just have declared an array. And let's say you just have declared a variable.
Which part is initialize the array?
What do you mean? No, I am not initializing right now. I'm just telling you.
Uh,
Let's say this is all you have. Now if you were to print B, you will get a junk value. Okay?
what is junk?
Junk value is usually something like you'll get a random big value. Okay? It's called a junk value. You'll see it's like 6 digits, 7 digits long. It's called a junk value. Okay? Therefore, if your array is like this and then you are trying to access the first element, it will be a junk value. Okay?
Why this one?
Because we haven't initialized it.
We haven't initialized.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I mean to say is, like in this case, we're not initializing. In this case, we're not initializing 8 and 9, but the value becomes 0. You understand the difference?
You mean now the code is
Yes.
like this?
Yes. If you define the values and then you access these, it is 0. The leftover is 0. But if you are just declaring it, putting no value in it, and then you use it, it's junk value.
Okay.
I'm not initializing it. I'm just declaring it. If I print any of these value, junk value. If I print B, junk value.
Oh,
Okay? But I'm initializing a few of those elements, not all 10 of them. The rest of them is not a junk value, but 0.
Oh.
This is something that is important. So a lot of students had this problem. They were having junk values. I remember, let's not take names.
If I put 10 in here, 8 is also 0 or not?
Yeah, it's same. Now, there are different ways of initializing. One way is you declare like this, or what you can do is you can simply.
Now it's array initialized.
Yes. But when you're initializing it, and you don't really need to put the number. But this means automatically this is.
If it is blank, it also means 8 because you put.
Yeah. Yes.
7, it means the array 8.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
these are 8 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes.
This part is 8.
Yes. So automatically this becomes the number of numbers there are inside, the number of elements there are.
Can I have it?
Yeah, this one is okay.
This one.
Yeah.
So now, if I don't put any value, but I don't put any value in here, and it has 8 elements. This is equal to this.
I mean, not exactly equal, because this way of representation is wrong. This means the first element, and this means the 9th element. So this way of writing it is wrong.
Oh.
But yes, what you mean is yes. That is the thing.
Yeah.
So basically, but if you want to make it 10, you understand the meaning of it, that you have two more elements left that you can fill up. Okay?
So now it's 10. The rest of the number is 0.
The what is of the number 0?
I mean the 8, 9 is all 0.
Yes.
Now you put 10.
Yes.
8 and 9 are 0.
Yes.
Oh.
Now if I do it like this, there is no 8, there is no 9.
Yeah, because it is a.
Yes. You understand? Yeah. There's no 9. So this is something that you have to understand. 2 ways of initializing it. You can put a number. You cannot put if you don't put a number, it then understands that these are the amount of elements we need, and it puts it there. So we're done with initialization, right?
Yeah. So
There are three.
to list is declare and put the element is
Yeah.
initialization.
Yes.
Okay.
And this means 8 elements. We can, let me put all the type. B, ten elements. Okay. And sorry, this and one more way was and okay. These are three different ways in which you can. Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay. I know.
So now, as we know, let me put this together. Okay. Now that we have done this, now you can understand that A0 means the first element. In variables, if I had two variables, I had b is equal to 10 and I had another variable c, I could say c equal to b.
Oh, you mean the variable
Yeah.
is okay.
And now c will have the value 10,
Yeah.
right? But over here, now I make another d with 10 elements and I'm just declaring it. I cannot be like d is equal to b. This is wrong.
Because D is array, but B is a value.
Let me make this different. Sorry. Make sense?
Yeah. Also, where you mean this B?
Yes. Basically, in array we cannot do it like this. Okay. In variables we can do it. Okay. Y is equal to x.
Oh, for array we can use like that.
We cannot.
No matter
cannot do this.
D and B are variable, but we cannot use.
It's an array.
Yeah.
It's an array. With an array we cannot do what we were doing with a variable. Okay. This is important.
So how do we?
Yes. So let's say I wanted to print. Okay, so I would have a loop. I know how big the array is. It's 10. Okay, we're working with D and B right now. Okay, and I plus plus. So now I can print out. Okay, just a funny one. Both your credentials. And CC, open, get it here. Yeah, this should work.
One two 800. I mean the output.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what we have done is we have accessed each of the elements. Now that we are accessing each element, right, like B0, B1, B2, B3, we're printing one by one each element. Now what we can do is we can just say D I equal to B I. The important part is we're accessing each element and then giving it a value. Each element giving it a value.
D10 is equal to D10, but the code is not. It's error, but it's okay. It's the same meaning.
What do you mean?
I mean now D10 a value.
It has no value.
I mean the array D is equal to array D, array B.
B, yes.
Yes.
But now I've done something different, and I'm printing out array D.
So now is 22900.
This is it.
Yeah, 1 Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing? This is how you can make a copy.
I need one minute.
Okay.
Is it like all the elements in B array plus 1 and they are stored inside array D and
Yes.
printed out?
Yes.
Okay.
The idea with array is you're not just taking the whole array and be like, okay, now you're equal. You're taking each element and then giving it a value. The first element of D is this value. The second element of D is this value. The third element of D is this value. So you need to use a for loop for that. Going from 0 to until how big the array is, and then incrementing one by one, and then giving it a value. Okay? That's how we do it. Now, a question comes about reverse. Right? So let's call reverse of D. We want to reverse the whole thing. Okay? How do I reverse it? Now I was talking about the reverse. The first value of the reverse array should have the last value of the
D or
array. How do I access the last value of D right now?
You mean access the last value of the D?
Yeah, what is the last value of D?
O is size -1.
It's D9, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Size -1.
Yes. So in this case, it's better that we have a variable or a hash defined a macro, right? So we would just go size minus 1.
Can I hold on some minutes? 如果你有什么问题就直接问出来，就是直接问他，就是不用管我，就是
没有，
主要是
没有。
你可以听得懂，就是我的意思是你有问题就提出来。
哦，
目的是就是我们要两个都听得懂。如果他一直讲，但是你没有听懂，这样就没有学。
我可以。
对，好。
Okay. So this way, this would be 0, and this would be size minus.
Where is 0?
Wait, should it be size minus 1 or what? What it should be?
Size minus I minus 1.
Yes. So in this case, it should be minus 1 also, because size minus I in this case will be 10 minus 0.
Can you hold on 1 minute?
Yes.
Ah,
But D 10 does not exist.
But I explained one time. Now is I equal to 0, and in this part, reverse D 0, and size is 10 minus 0 minus 1.
Yes.
So now it's not.
Yes.
0 9.
Yes.
And bake, I
Becomes 1.
yeah, and now it's 1.
Yes.
Now this part is 8.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's going like 0 9 1 8 2 7. Okay. It's going like this.
Yeah.
Now we can.
what do you mean D10 doesn't exist?
If I do not do this,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
D10 doesn't exist.
Wait.
That is why we need minus 1.
D10. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the idea behind it.
What?
Junk value. This is a junk value. Okay. Basically, reverse of D right now is getting a lot of junk values. I will not print this out and we will know what happened. Junk values. I don't know why. Okay.
Can
You know why?
Can you explain when the array have junk value?
Okay.
你有赶时间吗？
我没有。
好。
The concept of junk value is simple. Right now, y doesn't have a value, right? Let's print it. Junk value.
The first one.
Yes. Let's just call it.
Oh. No initialize.
Yes.
And output the value. The
Yes.
value is junk value.
Junk value.
And how about the array?
Yes.
It's the same meaning.
Yes.
Declare array don't initialize.
Yes.
And output array will get junk value.
Yes.
Oh.
So I'm accessing the second element. Okay. It hasn't been initialized.
You know, declare it first.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you declare it. Oh, no initialize, and the output is what?
Yeah.
This one.
Junk value.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
It's junk value. So now you will understand why am I getting junk value over here. Can you understand why? Because I'm getting reverse of dn through d.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, because
But
D
D doesn't
is
exist.
Just, huh?
D doesn't exist yet.
Oh, you just declare?
No. In this, D doesn't exist. I'm trying to get values of into D. So the first place of D will have the first value of B plus 1.
Oh.
But right here, I'm accessing the last value of B,
Oh.
which does not exist.
Huh? I don't know. Can you?
D hasn't been initialized. It has no values. I was putting in values into D from B, right? B
Right.
plus 1. So the first value of D, the first element in D is equal to the first element in B plus 1. So in the first loop, only the first element of D exists, right? But I'm accessing the last element. Does this exist?
No.
It doesn't
because
exist
you
at this
only
moment.
have the first element.
Yes.
你听得懂吗？如果你听得懂，可以跟我解释，我听不懂。
因为它还在那个 loop 里面，
什么东西？
这个是第一个 element 嘛，但是这里他想用最后一个 element，但是因为还没有 loop，所以最后一个 element 不存在。
哦。
应该是这样解释。
Okay. So that's why we're getting a bunch of this. But at the end, I'm starting to get the values.
You mean in this in the for
Yes.
this didn't get finished one time, so you didn't get the D value, and you in the this next to this state you just access. So now is
The last value does not
so
exist.
I mean it's clear.
Yeah, that's what that. So what I can do is, I can, instead of this, am I using revd? Okay, let's keep it there, revd also, and let's make a revb. Okay, we have a revb, and let's do this as d. Okay. I will
The same meaning.
No, this should not happen. Of course, because that's what I'm saying, it shouldn't happen.
Why now is why
That
is
was rep D.
initialize?
Huh. B already exists, right?
B?
B already exists. I
yeah.
have initialized it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now I'm doing it with B. So it works.
Oh, if you have initialized B,
Yeah.
so
now
you
I
can
do it.
get the data from B.
I can get the last value.
So the reverse B is word.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we are able to do reverse.
Yeah.
Now we can save a value, we can reverse it. Another way of doing reverse is I want to start with the end and I want to be greater than 0. My end is size minus 1 and I want to go
Can you hold on one
opposite.
minute?
This is reverse loop.
Hold on 1 minute. Okay.
Okay. This is a reverse loop.
Reverse.
I mean, I'm going from big to small. Usually we're putting the loops as small to big, but I'm going from the end to the start. Okay?
Oh.
Now-
it's the same as the previous one.
I mean, I can still use it as a previous one.
Huh?
I can still use it like that,
But two ways to.
Yeah. playing around. Okay,
Oh.
so now what I'm trying to say is, I want the first element of reverse B.
Oh, it's 9.
How do I get the first
No.
element now?
Now it's 9.
Yeah, right now this is the last element, but I want to get the first element. How do I get the first element?
You get which one first element?
I want to access the first element. How do I get it?
You mean get the B first element?
Yes.
And how do I write this?
Yes. But I want to write it in a way such that the value changes every time. Right? I'm not putting one value. I'm not asking you to be like, okay, just the first value. I want you to put an equation
Oh, you can
such
change.
that it changes,
Oh.
so that it's updating. So it's the first value, the second value, the third value. Now my loop is like this, and I want to say that the first element of ref B should be the last element of.
Can you give
B.
me some?
So basically,
Some
this is
time
what
to
I'm trying to
think.
say. What should be over here? This is the last element,
Yeah, yeah.
right? but I want the first element. How do I do that?
Size minus 9 minus 1.
Minus.
Minus 9. Minus 1 minus 9. Right?
Is it going to change?
Size minus 1 minus 9.
This will always give you one single number. I don't care which number it is getting. What I care right now to see is that I will only get one single value. That is 9 minus 9 minus 1, which is minus sorry.
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Oh.
Right. But the thing is, the thing I want you to realize is that it's not that you're getting minus 1, it's that you're only getting one value. It's not changing. Right?
Right.
You want it to change so that you can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't want it to be only the first value changing. No. We want it to change.
Yeah.
So what is the value that is changing? I is
I.
changing.
Oh.
So you got to make use of I. So what? How do you make use of I?
You mean 5?
5?
No. What do you say?
I mean, in this I got to use I because I is the value that is changing.
Yeah.
But how do I make this equation such that I'm accessing the first value? I is
I
I is
I minus
9.
9.
or I minus size.
Minus 1. So this will start from
Zero.
0,
Yes.
which is the first element of an array.
Yes.
Can you explain the logic about this? I don't know.
This logic is wrong.
Oh, I minus I is minus 1 is wrong?
Yeah. Why? Because the value of I is right now size
Size
minus 1.
Uh-huh.
And size minus 1 minus size minus 1 is 0.
It's not 0. It's minus 2.
Oh,
9 minus
size
Oh,
minus
oh, oh.
size.
9
Minus
minus 10
1
minus
minus
1.
1 equals minus 2.
9 minus 1 minus
9
10
minus 10 minus 1.
is minus 2.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Right.
Also, the value of I is going to get lesser.
So
Oh,
it
laser,
becomes
laser.
it becomes negative.
It becomes more negative.
So it's not what we want.
Yes. We want it to be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3,
We want
then
it
4.
to get larger.
Yes. So, how do we use it? We need to use I, because I is the thing that is changing. Once you understand this, you understand loops. A little bit part of it. Because this is the changing element. We always need to find the changing element so that we can be dynamic about what we are doing. Okay. So, use your brains. The best way to do something is to just change things. What
Is
can we
it-
change?
Is it size minus 1 minus I?
Perfect. Now what is this? 9? Oh, 10 minus?
10 minus 9 minus 1 equals 0.
10 minus what? 10 minus 9
Yes.
is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Oh,
Now, next time I will become?
8. And then
this will become?
1.
The next element.
And then 2 and then 3.
oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what we gotta understand when we're playing. We're getting junk values.
Oh.
Again, of course, it will be junk values. 9. No, it shouldn't be junk value. Why junk value? Its size is 10, I is 9, minus 1 means a 10, right? And I is 9. No, 9. So it's correct. Why is it going wrong? What do you guys think? It's very wrong.
But last time you did this way.
Come on, help me. Makes sense, right? Like this is the first element of reverse B. It should be the last element of the array B. Of course. I'm printing reverse B I,
Which is
the last
the
element,
last element.
which does not exist.
So
I gotta be printing this only.
yeah, we gotta print the first element
You understand?
first.
Pete? What happened?
I don't understand.
This, this is correctly happening. This is correct. But when I'm printing the last value. This is, it doesn't exist right now. That's why I'm getting junk values. I'm printing reverse B9 at the moment.
In
I
the
is
first
9.
loop, you only get the first value.
Yes.
You haven't gotten the last one.
Yes.
So you gotta
Is it?
start from the first, which is
可以跟我们讲。
就是我们现在在 for loop 第一个 loop 里面，我们只有得到第一个那个。
reverse BD， 对吧？
对。
然后现在9还没得到。
对。
但是你却要 output 9。
对。
所以你就会得到 junk function。
value 对。
Inverse loop we only get a reverse B 0, but now we output reverse B 9.
Yes.
Oh.
So we got to put the same thing in.
Yeah, it's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this way you understand how to play with arrays. Once you understand a little bit about playing with arrays, then you can do more stuff with it. Now let's say you want to add up all the values. Okay, we did the reverse part. Okay, now I want to add up the values of B. And let's go back to our basics. Okay, B, and this is okay. And now what I want to do is I want to have a long that takes up the sum. Okay, and now what I can do is sum plus equal to B I. And over here I can see how sum is increasing. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 plus 6, 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hold on 1 minute. Okay, okay. Okay.
Okay, now if I had to do the factorial thing, factorial needs a 1 so that we can multiply. So this is the 8 factorial. Okay. Now you want to do a function, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to have a function long. What it does is it takes an array and it takes the array, it prints it out. It takes the array and it takes a size. Size is okay, no problem. Oh yeah, the array is size. We're also defining it. Let's see how it goes. I'm not pretty sure about this, but it takes this.
Should we put size in it or not, or just a blank?
Let's try. basically it should work like this without. Let's try without first. Okay, so we have the array, and that is the. Let's just use this as b. Okay, so it's the same whole thing.
And that is
What?
for in this, so
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. That's what you indentation. Okay, so we're doing the same thing. I gotta have a prototype, right? And I gotta have a function call
yeah.
yep. Let's try. Okay, so it says long function b parameter names without types. Ah, that's not how you call a function. My bad. Again, error fact undeclared. Of course, fact is not declared, so we gotta say still long fact equal to 1, right? No need to do it here. Wait a second. I'll do it in different ways. Right now,
No, this.
okay, factorial. Okay,
Oh,
right now I'm doing this. It's printing it out also, but it all why print it out when I can do this? I like this that you can shift lines. Identify this before this line 28. Of course, we have an extra. Okay, it works. 0. The factorial is 0. Why is it 0? What's 0? First of all, I want to know if my array b is getting accessed or not. It is getting accessed. Wait a second. Why 3? Oh, that is from here.
Why is 3? 3 is 0.
It's getting this. I was printing this.
Huh?
I was printing this one together. This factorial is 0. It was printing it there. Now why is the factorial 0? Because it gets multiplied by 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why. Oh.
Okay. So basically let's do summation, and then we're not even returning anything. Return. Come on. Let's do factoring. Because we're not returning anything, right? Return Still 0, of course, because it's getting multiplied by 0 at the end. Oh my god.
Here.
Awesome. Kimi is a genius.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, never say no to that.
Now my brain can function well. It's messy. It didn't work
What the?
because last night I sleep at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, even if I sleep less, if I have a job, I will work my best.
So sleepy.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so now that we have done this. But again, right now we are returning a variable, not a,
Other.
like, you're using an array, you would want to return an array. So let's use the reverse B thing, okay? Instead of calling it B, I'm just, because any variable that I'm naming here in this function only stays here. It can have the same name as above, it can have any name. So let's call it, give me a name, anything, lion, okay, reverse lion. Give me a good palindrome.
X.
Huh?
X. X.
EX?
No, just X.
No, I want a palindrome. No, not a palindrome. Okay.
It's not important here.
I know.
Oh,
So this thing is called read.
okay.
Okay. I will tell you why it's important. Everything in life is important. I'm just being philosophical for no reason. Okay. So I is equal to 0. This did this, and we will see if we can see what is happening to read. And now we're gonna reverse it, right? So reverse of read is let's pass another. Now you see what I was doing. Oh, it doesn't work. I was trying like it would be deer. Okay. The reverse of read.
Reverse one.
No, but you have to choose.
Yeah. No, but this stays only here.
Oh, so I can use one to call, but
What I'm calling is I'm calling this. This is something different. But we have to remember, arrays, when we pass arrays, they are called by a reference. Called by reference means any change made over here will.
Yeah, I mean these.
Oh,
We
okay.
should put
My
two.
bad. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So B and reverse B, and what we're doing over here is and read. No. Dear I equal to read I. No, it should be reversed, right? So size minus I minus I. Right? And no need to return. So when you want to give off an array, you don't return it. You basically mention it over here.
Size is 10. Size is 10.
Yeah.
Can I do? Oh, size is 10.
Yes. Let's see if this works. Yes, it doesn't. And this would be the last of it. Of course, the summation is not being used, and the summation is, we don't need to do this. So since we're just working with what do you call that, an array, we don't need to return anything.
We don't need to return anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm
What
putting
is void mean?
Void means don't return anything.
Oh, in void we can use return.
In void there is no need for return. I'm not writing return. That's what void means. If I'm writing long, that means I'm going to return something of data type long and put it in a variable of data type long. But when I'm doing void, it's not giving it to anyone. You'll see why but when I'm dealing with arrays, I don't need to return anything because this is call by reference. Let's see. I am making
can you explain again long and void?
yes, let me make the thing work first and then I will tell you.
让你头脑还可以，就是正常继续运作。你刚刚不是做很久？你刚刚不是做很久，就是你脑袋不是一直在想？然后你现在大脑不会就是有点累或者是混乱的感觉？但是你还是有办法思考。我现在头脑是超痛。
在这走一下。
主要是做太久，还有昨天睡2点才睡。
我是1点睡。
1点其实早上起来头有晕晕。我说所以我觉得还是不要熬夜。
今天几点起床？
几点的？10点。
我也10点。
但是我觉得只要你熬夜，不管你隔天多晚起来，你就是不会比你就是正常早睡还要好。即便你睡可能超过8个小时。对。而且如果你熬夜的话，通常到下午就是开始就很想睡。
Too many arguments in this. How can I have too many arguments when my arguments are B and ref B? It shouldn't be a problem. According to my knowledge, this should work. It's not working because prototype. I did not prototype it correctly. Yep. That's why it's giving that error over there. Conflicting types for function. Void function, long read, long tier size. No, previous declaration of function was here. 17 and 3. Why? You see, it's saying basically you have a long one and you have a void one and you have the same function name. Now it's correct.
Okay, so now you can explain again if I put long here or void. Now it's void.
Okay. Long in general means I am returning something. Okay, whenever I put a data type before a function, that means I'm going to return something. A function has some job to do. It does the job, it returns what the job was, and it gives it to a container. It's like, consider like, you like noodles, Indomie, right? So the factory is like a function. It's making the noodles, okay? And the container is like the truck. So the noodles are made. The noodles now need to give it to the truck so that can be delivered or done something with. So whenever you're returning something, it needs to go to a container. So that's why you will have like, okay, this equal to function. That is when you have a data type with a function. When you have void, void means you are not returning anything. But you can still call a function. I'm calling a function. Okay. Now, this thing is not proved over here. Let's we'll prove it over here.
So if I want to return anything, I don't use void.
Yeah, if you don't want to return anything, if you want to return anything, then data type. If you don't want to return anything, void. So basically what this does is, it's still calling a function, right? When you had, if you remember, summation equal to function was being done, right?
But we use void, we still can also call the function.
Yeah. We use void and we can still call a function. So basically, it's simple. Whenever you get a function, you go into the function, you do the work. Now, in general, we were giving it to another container, and in this case, we're not. But still, the work gets done. And this is where call by reference is good. Now, instead of just using this, you could have used like something like a pointer, right? When we use a pointer in the function, what happens is, this is called by reference. So
what is reference?
there are two, right? The two types of using a function. Call by reference, two ways in defining the variables here.
Call
by reference.
Define a variable in a function.
Yes. So it can be like this, right?
The first is use variable.
Yes.
Second is use pointer.
So if you remember from the variable pointer diagram, if I make changes to this, wherever I'm calling that thing gets changed. Let's give an example of. So for example, if I did this, over here x will become 11.
Wait.
But if I did this, y will still stay 10.
How?
X is 10,
Uh,
y is equal to x, that means it's 10.
so of x and y are 10.
Yes, x and y are both are 10. But when we do call by reference, if you remember the VB diagram, what this means is, whatever changes I'm going to make to this will be reflected back to where I'm calling it. The calling will be like this. Why? Because in this case, when we're using a pointer, the address of the variable is passed. That means you make change to this, it goes to the address and it makes the changes to the address. But when you're using just a variable, this is a copy. So I make changes to b here. This change doesn't happen to y, because this b is just a copy. What happens is, when we call a function, b gets replaced by this. I mean, this gets replaced by b. This gets replaced by this. This gets replaced by this.
This a pointer point at the address of
X.
x,
Yes.
and the value of the address of x.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so if I'm making changes to this, I'm making changes to this. But if I'm making changes to this, I'm not making any changes to this. Because right now what is happening is y, which is 10, b gets the value of y,
I now
that is
just
10.
put y to b.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, it gets passed over here, b gets used, but any changes happening to b doesn't get changed in y, because this is a copy. This is sharing the same address. That is this. Therefore, if I make any changes over here, this will have changes. So we can pretty much do this. Um, that's a pretty good example right now that we're doing. Okay, and we are printing out reverse. We don't need to do this. We're just using this loop for printing out the reverse of B. Okay. Of course, we haven't done this. From incompatible pointer types, of course.
So tired.
Wait, I need to make it a better example. Let's have more. Okay.
Come on.
So X is pointing towards Y. Okay. And Y is equal to 10 and Z equal to 10. Okay. And I'm passing X and Z. I can pass Y. Let's pass Z also. Incompatible type. Oh, in this case I can just I don't get it. X is a pointer that points towards Y. Oh, okay. Should be like this. Why is it incompatible pointer type? X equal Y. X is now pointing towards Y, right? Right? You're too tired.
Yeah.
Kimmy, what about you? X is pointing towards Y, right? This is what it means. X is pointing towards Y. And the problem is, I think over here, which it says that X for an incompatible pointer type, it should be there's a pointer, there's a pointer.
X address is equal to
Huh. Ah. Ah, the problem is I'm using long int. I don't know why I started doing it int. That's the only problem. So data types should be the same.
So the difference between long and int.
Size.
Okay.
Long is bigger than int.
So percent LD is for long.
Yes. Okay, so now we only have warning makes pointers from integer without a cast.
Well, which one is for int? Percent.
For what int? It's just LD. It's just D. Percentage D is int.
Oh, percent D for int.
Yes. And LD means long int.
Huh? Long.
LD means long int.
Oh, percent LD for long int. Right?
Yeah. Okay, I think I can ignore. This will now end soon, so we all can be very happy. Junk value. X is having a junk value. Of course it will have a junk value. Wait a second. This is getting this. This is getting reversed. No need to print this here. Okay, I'm not printing this here. The reverse got happened and I'm just printing the reverse after the function call. Okay, let me clean out the code. I only have too many things happening. No need to do this either. And let's see what is happening. And I'm not gonna print the reverse also. Let's do this again. Okay, so now since I was saying like arrays are passed like pointers, right? So what happened was I made changes to this. I pass ref b to this one, but ref b is nothing, it's empty, right? But during the process I give it some values. So whatever values I give, it stays. Okay, so why void is like how you can use void is when you're using a data type, you're just returning one value. Okay, you're returning it to a variable and you're just returning one value. But with call by reference, I'm now returning two arrays, one pointer, and I can return, not return, I mean I can have like shared, I can have the variables changed. With return, what I'm doing is I'm getting one thing, one computation, one variable, and I'm returning it. Okay. But right now, by using pointers and arrays, what I'm doing is, since I'm having the shared memory location, whatever changes I'm making, I'm staying with those changes. So it's like a good way of having multiple variables carry forward in your main program. Okay, so with return we would only be able to do one, but right now we are able to do so many. Now, sorry, as you can see, okay, yes, we're not printing this percentage LD, and we're printing Z. Okay, and let's see what happens. Now you will understand the importance of this. So X originally is 10. It's pointing towards Y. That means the value is, it's pointing towards the value of Y, which is 10. Right? If we want to know, we can simply do this. Wait a second. we can simply get to know it like this. Huh? Of course. So the value of x is pointing towards y, so therefore the value of x, if I have to print, will be 10. Y is 10, z is 10, right? Now through the call of function I change the value of a, which then becomes 11. Now since it is the shared value, y also gets, this is important, I tried to make y 14, but it did not become 14 because this is a copy. But x has a x is a pointer that points towards y, which got changed into 11. So y is also 11. And similarly z, which was 10, stayed 10. Okay, I think this is a very good example. It talks about a lot of things. It talks about pointers, it talks about void function, it talks about arrays. This is a very good class. Thank you both of you.
So we finish.